In this installment, we're going to be going over the March 14th Thursday slate. This is your NBA bets video. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our March 14th NBA slate we got going on. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetShetsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91, and don't forget about that Patreon. We are at the homepage of the YouTube. Current total right now of subscribers, 1.82. The numbers continue to climb. Thank you guys so much. Obviously, the goal is 2K. 2K will be our goal as of right now, and then we're going to be pushing forward and onward, all right? So, guys, continue. If you're already subscribed, like and comment is very huge to the YouTube algorithm. If you already subscribe, continue to do that. If you're not, just join the crew, subscribe the button, and make sure you comment down low. We got a little community going on. I got a little banter with some guys in the previous videos on some plays. I'm enjoying it. Let's have some fun in these videos, all right? Let's get into the slate. To kick things off, we have a phenomenal matchup. Phoenix Suns going up against the Boston Celtics. Suns are 38-27. Celtics come in at 51-14. This game is in Boston at the TD Garden here. Looking at the odds, you can get the Boston Celtics on the money line at -190. Suns are coming back at a +155 with the point spread at a 4.5 on both sides. Total currently is 231.5. All right. Now, looking at the public bet percentage, 89% of the bets on Boston, 97% of the money on Boston. Point spread, something very similar. 73% of the bets, 71% of the money on Boston to cover. And for the total, we have 66% of the bets, 68% of the money on the over 231.5. For the injury report of the Phoenix Suns, as of right now, we have Eric Gordon as questionable. He should be questionable. Let me double check for you guys. So Okaji is questionable, and Eric Gordon should be questionable as well. I'll check for you live right here. He's questionable as well. He was ruled out on Monday. We do not have further information on these two guys right now. For the Boston Celtics, on the other end, Jaylen Brown is considered out. As you can see, Jaylen Brown hip out Thursday versus Suns, and Porzingis, he will be out, but Al Horford will play. All right, so they're missing two key guys here for the Boston Celtics. No Jaylen Brown and no Kristaps Porzingis going up against a pretty healthy Phoenix Suns team. All right. Now, looking at these two matchups, they played a couple days ago, March 9th. That was a 10-point win by the Boston Celtics in Phoenix. Now we're in Boston here. We have the Celtics on a current 3-game winning streak, with the Suns just finally, they just played the Cleveland Cavaliers and then played Boston. They won against Cleveland and then obviously lost against Boston. So who are we going to choose now? I think the Suns will keep it close and get some revenge here since they just played each other. I'm liking the 4.5. I want that point line, especially with Jaylen Brown being out and Kristaps Porzingis. They're missing a guy down low. Yusuf Nurkic is a beast down there getting rebounds. Also with Slim Reaper and Bol that's going to be coming in. They're going to be some key factors for the Phoenix Suns down low. All right, so I'm going to be going with that +4.5 on the point line. If you're feeling froggy, go ahead and take a stab at the money line. And for the over-under, with these two teams that can put up points and really light it up, take the 224 was in that first one. I think the over hits in this one. Give me the over 231.5. But for these two teams that can really put up some points, it doesn't matter who's out. They got guys on top of guys that can throw down on that 3-point line as well. So main play, Suns +4.5. Let's move on to the next game. Next up, we have the LA Clippers, who are 41-23, going up against the Chicago Bulls, who are currently 31-34. Looking at the odds right now, Clippers are favorited on the road. You can get them on the money line at -175, with the Chicago Bulls at a +145 on the money line. Point spread is at a 4.5 for both sides, and the total is at 218.5. Okay. Looking at the injury report, we're waiting on news about Kawhi Leonard and James Harden. Kawhi Leonard left the other game yesterday in the first quarter and was seen walking out. So there's got to be some other issue other than actual basketball injury here with Kawhi Leonard. But we're going to get more news if one of the two are going to play or both of them are going to play in this game in Chicago. For the Bulls, all these guys are out. I don't know why they didn't put them there. Patrick Williams has season-ending surgery. Zach LaVine has season-ending surgery. Lonzo still is a ways away from coming back. All right. Now, looking at their previous matchup here between the Bulls and the Clippers, they played a couple days ago. Well, the Clippers won by 10 points, and that total was 214 points. Yes. So now they're facing each other again in Chicago here. Both of these teams are on a 2-game losing streak, but the Bulls are on this will be the back end of a back-to-back here. They're playing the Indianapolis Pacers right now. They just went into overtime. So it looks like they might eke out a win and cover the spread here, which I called. But in this particular game, where I'm going to be leaning towards, give me the Clippers to bounce back. But I want to wait on news. I want to at least, if James Harden is playing in the game, I feel a little more comfortable going with the Clippers. Obviously, love the Clippers if Kawhi and Harden are back, but definitely wait on news. Okay, 100% wait on news. For right now, I'm going to be taking the Clippers on the money line. Okay. If Kawhi and Harden are playing, then give me that spread of 4.5. But definitely stick to news. Go to the link I provide down below for RotoWire or RotoWorld to give you up-to-date information. And the total, my lean for this particular game is going to be towards the over 218.5 points. All right, I will take the over between these two teams. All right. Next up, we have a matchup between the Washington Wizards, who are 11-54, going against the Houston Rockets, who are 30-35. Looking at the odds right now, you can get the Houston Rockets on the money line at a -350. Pretty solid number there. Washington Wizards coming back at a +260 on the money line. Looking at the point spread, we have an 8.5 point spread on both sides, with the total being a 225.5 on the over-under. Public bet percentage right now, 90% of the bets and money on the Rockets to win, with 54% of the bets, 45% of the money on Washington to cover. For the over-under, we have 54% of the bets and 58% of the money going towards the over 225.5. All right. For the injury report right now, Marvin Bagley is going to be reevaluated in a week. So we got to wait on news for him. Rashawn Holmes and Landry Shamet are going to be questionable for the game. There's no information out on them yet. All right, Houston Rockets. Cam Whitmore is going to be out for a week at least. Alperen Sengun is out for the year. Obviously, he broke his ankle. Sorry, it's a sad injury for him. He was really having an outstanding season for him. And these two teams are facing each other for the first time, okay? Rockets are on a 3-game winning streak. Wizards just lost a game against the poor Memphis Grizzlies. And you got the Rockets playing pretty tough, and they just lost. Alperen Sengun had a very impressive win in San Antonio to get that dub there. They usually struggle on the road, but they surprised and won on the road. Now they're coming back home against the Washington Wizards here. And I can't trust the Wizards, man. I'm going to be all over the money line of the -350 Houston Rockets. Love the money line there. And I'm be on the point spread. I think they cover this spread here against the Washington Wizards. You can't trust this team here. They lost to Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies are playing G League, guys, and they could barely even stay on the court with them. It's just a poor run organization right now. Especially, they have talent. It's sad. It's really sad. For the over-under, we're going to go towards the under 225.5. Looking at against the spread numbers, all right? The Rockets are 28-36 towards the under in games, and the Wizards are 31 and 33 towards the under in games. That's why we're going to be taking the under 225.5 in this one. But the top play, moneyline Rockets there, and I like them to cover that spread at 8.5. Next up, we have the Philadelphia 76ers here, 36 and 29, going up against the Milwaukee Bucks, 42 and 24. For the odds here, you can get the Milwaukee Bucks at a -375. Come back on the 76ers on the money line at a +300. The spread is at a 8.5, with the total being at a 223.5. Public bet percentage currently right now, 92% of the bets, 74% of the money on Milwaukee. For the point spread, 70% of the bet, 71% of the money towards the Bucks to cover. There's no data on the total right now. It was a 223.5. It just changed live. So we're going to wait. We're not going to wait. It might switch back, but we're going to see. For the injury news right now, DeAnthony Melton is questionable. No, he's going to be reevaluated in 2 weeks. Obviously, Joel Embiid has been out for a while. For the Bucks, Patrick Beverley is technically, he's probable. All right. It's telling me that he's probable for this game here. Says Pat Connaughton and Beverley listed as probable, could be in line for additional playing time. All right. So Malik Beasley is going to be the guy that's going to be in question. All right. He's currently the main questionable guy here. Is going to be starter Malik Beasley. If Beasley's out, then obviously Patrick Beverley is going to get more minutes, him and Pat Connaughton. All right. Looking at the matchups earlier in the season between these two teams, both of those games went towards the Milwaukee Bucks. The first one was a total of 235 points, with the second one being a blowout in a total of 217. All right, this third and final game here is going to be in Milwaukee. Both of these teams are coming off losses, blowout losses at that. So which one is good? Which team's going to be more motivated? Tyrese Maxey just came back to the Philadelphia 76ers. That's going to help. This is a team in the Milwaukee Bucks that are just not covering the numbers. They play up to their opponent and they're eking out victories sometimes, and sometimes they're just getting smacked like they just did against the Sacramento Kings. So if you're taking a choice, I like the value here on the 76ers of the +8.5. If we're looking at against the spread numbers, all right, the Bucks as favorites are 25 and 31 as favorites. They're 14 and 18 at home against the spread. So they are not covering the numbers as favorites and at home. All right, so +8.5. Give me that for the 76ers. If we're going towards the total just dropped to 222.5. All right. It's a pretty solid number there. We had the over hitting at 235, and that was in Milwaukee. The under hit when the game was in Philly. We have a tough decision here. I'm going to be leaning towards the over. All right. This line might fall a couple points, and then I want to take that over. If it gets to the 220, 219 range, give me the over in this game. That's my lean. But the main play, 76ers +8.5. Next up, we have a premier matchup in the Western Conference. Dallas Mavericks, 37 and 28, going against the Oklahoma City Thunder, 45 and 20. Looking at the current odds, you can get the Thunder at a -250. The comeback on the Dallas Mavericks is at a +195 on the money line, with the point spread at 6.5 on both sides. The current total right now is 240.5. Looking at the point of the public bet percentage right now, 89% of the bets, 80% of the money on OKC to win. For the point spread, 64% of the bets, 61% of the money on Dallas to cover. Total right now, 53% of the bets, 56% of the money towards the over 240.5. Injury report for both teams are pretty clean, but the Dallas Mavericks are going to be on the back end of a back-to-back game. They are currently facing the Golden State Warriors right now. They're up by 10, and now they're going to have to go and travel to OKC and face the Thunder. So that's going to be a little bit disadvantage for them. Looking at the two previous matchups here, Dallas and OKC split the season series so far. They have 2 more games left. The total in the first game was 246, and the second game, it was a total of 257. Absolutely bombshell of an over right there. Third game right now in OKC. All right. Now, what we're going to be going with right now, I told you about teams with back-to-back. All right. The opposite tends to happen, and that is hitting right now. So Dallas Mavericks, they're probably going to win against the Warriors. They're going to come into this game. They're going to get smacked by the OKC Thunder, all right? We're taking the money line 250 of the Thunder. We're taking the point spread of 6.5. And I told you, this Dallas team is very Jekyll and Hyde. You think you're going to take this number for the Dallas Mavericks after a 4-game winning streak, and you're like, yeah, this is going to be good money, man. It's going to be a close game. No, they're going to let you down. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a trap. They just beat Miami, beat Detroit, blowout, beat Chicago. Then they're going to beat the Warriors and think you're going to beat OKC. Okay, we're going to see, buddy. We're going to see. Especially get the Thunder off a loss by 10 against Indiana. Yeah, give me a full sweep here across the board. Thunder money line, Thunder cover, and the over 240.5. Last but not least, we have the New York Knicks, who are 38-27, coming off a blowout win of the 76ers, going against the Portland Trailblazers, 18-46. This team right now is going to be on the second end of a back-to-back. Currently, they're facing the Atlanta Hawks, and then they're going to be facing the New York Knicks. Looking at the odds, Knicks, you can get them on a money line at -350, with the comeback on the Portland Trailblazers at a +275. The current point spread is a pretty nice size there, 8.5 point spread right now for the New York Knicks. The total is at 208.5. Okay, public bet percentage currently right now, 91% of the bets, 96% of the money on the Knicks, 56% of the bets, 66% of the money on the Knicks to cover, and we have the over here, 76% of the bets, 74% of the money towards the over in that game. All right, for the injury report, Julius Randle still out, and Mitchell Robinson still out for the Portland Trailblazers. Malcolm Brogdon is going to be out for the next 2 weeks, and then Jeremy Grant is questionable. He was downgraded in the game against Houston, which is, when you see it, it'll be yesterday, but he's out against the Hawks. We got to wait on news if he's going to play against the New York Knicks. This was a back-to-back, so you can understand why he was downgraded. Hopefully he can get into this game here. All right, the first matchup between these two teams was a total of 196. So the under hit in that game. Now we got the second and final matchup in Portland. Looking at this line right here, I'm be going with the Knicks. I'm just telling you this right now. The Knicks right now against the spread, they are 500 team, 17-17 against the spread away. This team as favorites are 23-14 as favorites, so well over 500 when they're favorited. And as away favorites, this number is outstanding, 9-3 against the spread as away favorites. So this is going to be another complete sweep right here. Give me the -350 on the money line. Give me the -8.5 for the Knicks. And I'm going to be going towards 208. What's the first one? 496. We're going to go towards the under here. We're going to trust the New York Knicks defense and domination there. And I'm going to take the under 208.5. But the main play is going to be money line. I'm going to give you that, the Knicks, and I like the cover as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, guys, let me know how you feel. Is there a play that I didn't speak about? A certain angle you would like to talk about in that comment section below? Let's discuss, all right? Have a little debate down there. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be back very soon. Peace out.